Well, our top focus this news wheel. Tensions that escalated in Dhaka following violent clashes between students of the Dhaka University and its affiliated colleges, 7 of them, mind you, leaving several injured and prompting a suspension of classes and the examinations. Now, the conflict originated on Sunday afternoon when students from the 7 affiliated colleges of the Dhaka University approached the Pro-Vice Chancellor Mamoon Ahmed with a 5-point demand. Now, these included abolishing the quota system in admission tests, limiting admissions to classroom capacity, and considering the teacher-student ratio during the admissions. Dissatisfied with his response, their frustration escalated, culminating in late-night clashes and protests that you see on your screens as well. But let's also understand why the clashes took place. In response, the students have now issued a 4-hour ultimatum demanding swift action. Their demands include the establishment of an independent university for 7 colleges, an official apology from the Dhaka University authorities, and the resignation of the Pro-Vice Chancellor Mamoon Ahmed. The students are also calling for a departmental inquiry into an alleged police assault on a Dhaka college student and disciplinary measures against Dhaka University students accused of misconduct toward female students during these protests and the clashes. Now, additionally, the students of the 7 affiliated colleges in the Dhaka University have urged the reopening of city corporation roads within the Dhaka University campus. As the situation grows increasingly volatile, a high-level meeting involving top officials and student representatives has been proposed to resolve the crisis. As the ultimatum deadline approaches, all eyes now remain on Dhaka University's administration and the steps it takes to address this escalating situation. Meanwhile, a man suspected to have contracted the Guillain-Barre Syndrome has died in Maharashtra's Solapur district. This is the first death in the state to have been caused by the GBS. That's the syndrome we're talking about. The overall cases of the immunological nerve disorder in the state has now crossed the 100-figure mark. The total number of GBS cases in Pune on Sunday, they increased to 101, comprising 68 male patients and 33 females. And of these, 16 patients are currently on ventilator support. One suspected death has been reported in Solapur, according to a state health department official. Now, of the 101 patients diagnosed until now, 81 are from Pune Municipal Corporation area, 14 from Pimpri Chinchwad Municipal Corporation area, and 6 are from other districts. Now, the Maharashtra government has issued do's and don'ts for the citizens out there. Care should be taken to keep the water quality good. For example, drinking boiled water only. Food should be fresh and clean. Infection can also be avoided by not keeping cooked and uncooked food items together. Now, of course, the government authorities and the advisory that has been issued asks for residents to not panic and visit a government hospital in case any symptoms are seen. Citizens should also implement preventive measures as much as possible. Now, let's also understand what this syndrome essentially is. What is this rare disease? GBS is a rare condition that results in sudden numbness and muscle weakness. Those are some of the symptoms as well, with symptoms such as severe limb weakness and diarrhea. It is typically triggered by bacterial or viral infections that comprise and compromise the immune system. Whilst GBS affects both children and young adults, it is not expected to cause an epidemic or a pandemic, as most patients recover fully with proper treatment. However, these are some of the common symptoms that you might want to keep a lookout for. Sudden weakness in the hands or legs, also paralysis in very extreme cases. If there's trouble whilst walking or weakness with a sudden onset, it could be the GBS syndrome. Diarrhea, of course, for sustained periods is a clear indication that one could be suffering from GBS. Meanwhile, 100+ patients, 16 on ventilators, and 1 suspected death due to this rare syndrome and immunological nervous virus. Our campaign story here at News9. In Bengaluru, a controversial decision that has been made to allow traffic inside the Cubbon Park for a 3-month trial, specifically on the 2nd and the 4th Saturdays of each month. Now, this move has sparked strong opposition from walkers and environmentalists, everyday Cubbon Park goers, who are concerned about the potential pollution and the ecological damage this decision might have. They argue that allowing vehicles could disrupt the park's peaceful environment and harm its natural balance. Over 2,000 people have signed an online petition urging the government to reconsider the plan altogether. The Horticulture Department is set to meet with the Chief Secretary to discuss the potential impact of this proposal. Activists have pointed out that studies show bypassing the park only adds an average of 1.5 minutes to the commute time, questioning the entire need for this change altogether. The trial is designed to assess how limited vehicular access might impact traffic congestions in the surrounding areas, giving that green light for traffic to go through the Cubbon Park. Traffic police support the plan altogether, stating it will alleviate congestion for the commuters travelling between South and North Bengaluru. Cubbon Park, Bengaluru's largest green space, it's vital for the city's air quality and provides a tranquil escape from the urban chaos. It is a popular spot for the walkers and those visiting nearby institutions like the High Court, the Vidhana Saudha as well. The Cubbon Park Walkers Association has expressed their intent to protest the decision, calling for the parks to remain traffic-free. Some critics also suspect the timing of the decision, suggesting it might cater to the interests of private clubs with vehicles allowed from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mohandas Pai, he also reacted to the new directive. This is what he had to say. He also spoke to News9 and said that this move by the Karnataka government reflects their perverse attitude. The state government is meant to reduce traffic mess. What our government is doing is the exact opposite. Namma Metro is 3 years behind schedule, and now the government is encroaching on lung spaces. D.K. Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of the state, is supposed to look after the people, but what we are seeing is encroachment that affects our citizens. The government should stop this and rework traffic routes, develop a north-south corridor without cutting through Cubbon Park.
I'm right now at the entrance of Cubbon Park, and to speak to me on this particular issue, I'm joined in by Bhaskar Rao, who's the former Commissioner of Police, and he's also somebody who had shut these gates in 2020 because he also did not want vehicular movements at that point of time. Sir, now again, 5 years later, the government has decided to open this on an experiment basis. How do you see this? Because they've said it's going to be only on 2 Saturdays, 2nd and 4th Saturdays, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sir, how do you see this move?
There is no need to make this into a vehicle thoroughfare. There are roads around which can be utilized, and moreover, there is no end to vehicle population. So you cannot plunder what we cannot create. No government has been able to create something of this despite Bangalore having expanded on all 4 directions. So at least why not preserve what we are having here? Why are we plundering this? Tomorrow they will start a road through Lal Bagh also over there, saying that they want to connect Siddhapura with Basangudi. They want to be. A road was made here for the convenience of people to walk around, not meant for vehicles to pass through over there. Then they will suddenly say that for 2 hours we are going to allow heavy traffic. Then they will say we have auto rickshaws we have to allow because auto rickshaws have to go over there. So one by one, these things are getting destroyed. In 2020, when I was CP, I was a regular walker here, and on the opinion of all the walkers around, I went to the Chief Minister, and he was very gracious enough, and he said, "Howdri muchbeku, close madbeku," and we closed it down. Now, my own additional commissioner at that point of time was pressurizing me. I said, "Nothing doing. I'm not." He said, "You are going to get a bad." I said, "I don't care. I get a bad name, but I'm not going to open Cubbon." But now I'm sure once again under the pressure of traffic police, this road is being opened over there. Nobody else is pressurizing except the traffic police, though it is my own department. Yeah. I would still say that a public demand like that can still be wrong and not right.
We are going to do a drive-through through the Cubbon Park to give a sense to our viewers on what are the things that are going to change with this new rule that the government has done, or an experiment that the government is doing with regards to the vehicular movements within Cubbon Park. So as we move right now from here, and my camera person is showing you the Cubbon Park, this is the entry gate which we are talking is, this is the Corporation Circle side. from here, if we move inside the Cubbon Park, right in front, the red building that you can see, which my camera person is zooming into, is the Central Library. Now, the argument by the government is that in the evenings there is a lot of chock-a-block of vehicle congestion in the surrounding areas of Cubbon Park, and that is why this particular road should be opened on the second Saturdays and on the fourth Saturdays, on 2 Saturdays in a month, just on an experiment basis from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. for 3 hours to see how much does it help in curbing the traffic congestion. While environmentalists and the former commissioner who had shut this place down, Bhaskar Rao, while speaking to us, had also said that it is a baseless experiment or a mindless experiment that has been done by the government.
Moving on, in a historic move towards legal uniformity, Uttarakhand becomes the first state in the country to implement the Uniform Civil Code. This landmark legislation, which has stirred political debates and garnered national attention, has been officially rolled today, just ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's arrival in the state for the National Games inaugural ceremony on the 28th of January. The implementation of the UCC marks a significant step towards ensuring uniformity in civil laws across the state. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami, he inaugurated the rules and portal for implementing the UCC at Mukhya Sevak Sadan, located at the Chief Minister's residence earlier in the day. Remember, the law will require compulsory registration of marriages and all live-in relationships, ban on polygamy, polyandry, nikah halala, and discriminatory marital practices across various faiths. Listen in to what Pushkar Singh Dhami had to say.
जो वायदा देवभूमि उत्तराखंड की जनता के साथ हमने किया था, वो वायदा हमारा आज पूरा हुआ और जो देवभूमि उत्तराखंड की जनता ने हमें जिस आशा के साथ, विश्वास के साथ सरकार में लाकर अपना आशीर्वाद दिया था, हमने उसी आशा अनुरूप इस काम को करा है। और इसमें हमारे राज्य के चाहे वो यूसीसी की ड्राफ्ट बनाने वाली कमेटी हो, नियमावली बनाने वाले हो, सभी अधिकारीगण हो, सभी विभागों से संबंधित लोग, मैं उनका भी धन्यवाद करता हूं। विशेष रूप से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का और गृह मंत्री जी का धन्यवाद करता हूं कि उनकी प्रेरणा से, उनके मार्गदर्शन में हम देवभूमि उत्तराखंड पूरे देश का पहला राज्य बन गया है देश की आज़ादी के बाद से, जहां रहने वाले सभी धर्म के लोग, सभी जाति के लोग, सभी पंथ के लोग, अब सबके लिए एक समान कानून लागू हो गया है।
Well, the Waqf Amendment Bill has been cleared by the Joint Parliamentary Committee, and as per the BJP members of Parliament and Waqf JPC Chairman Jagdambika Pal, 14 amendments have been approved by the committee. He also added that 44 amendments were brought by the opposition, but on each of their amendments, 10 votes were cast in favour, whilst 16 votes were cast against. Therefore, all the 44 amendments of the opposition were rejected. Earlier, opposition member of parliament, Congress leader Gaurav Gogoi, emphasised that Waqf board members should be followers of Islam and insisted on including 3 to 5 women in its composition to ensure representation. AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi had put forth 43 amendments, whilst BJP members have proposed 16 amendments, with Dilip Saikia and Medha Kulkarni each suggesting 3 of those changes. Now, some of the important changes that need to be looked at are as follows. These are changes to the Waqf bill that has sparked significant discussion. Let's break it down for you. Now, on the decision of who decides the Waqf property, the decision-making authority for Waqf properties has shifted. It's no longer with the district collector, but now lies with a state-appointed officer. When you're looking at the non-Muslim members in the Waqf board, here's a notable update. 2 nominated members on the Waqf board must now be non-Muslim. Remember, an ex-officio members don't count toward this requirement, allowing up to 4 non-Muslim members overall. Then you have the retrospective application rule that has been clarified. The new law brings clarity on this particular front as well. Registered Waqf properties are excluded, whilst unregistered ones will need to adhere to the new standards. That's the angle of retrospective application rule that has now been clarified. And the donor eligibility gets stricter as well. Donor eligibility is getting tighter. A donor must have actively practiced Islam for at least 5 years to qualify to be a donor. some of the major changes broken down for our viewers.
सरकार के द्वारा 44 संशोधन को लेकर के 1995 का जो प्रिंसिपल एक्ट वक्फ का था उसमें 44 संशोधन लेकर के आई थी, लेकिन सरकार ने स्पीकर साहब से आग्रह किया था कि हम ये संशोधन वक्फ की बेहतरी के लिए ला रहे हैं, आम लोगों के फायदे के लिए ला रहे हैं, लेकिन हम इसके बावजूद चाहते हैं कि ये वक्फ हमारे ज्वाइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी बना करके रेफर कर दें। हम इसको और बेहतर डिलीब्रेशंस पूरे देश के स्टेक होल्डर्स के साथ, गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स के साथ, वक्फ बोर्ड के साथ, माइनॉरिटी कमीशन के साथ, इस्लामिक स्कॉलर के साथ हम और डिटेल डिलीब्रेशंस करना चाहते हैं। तो उस 44 संशोधन को जेपीसी को सुपुर्द कर दिया गया था। जेपीसी की आज उस 44 संशोधन पे जो हैं उस पे एक एक संशोधन पे चर्चा हुई। इसके पहले हमने 6 महीने के सारे डिटेल डिस्कशंस के बाद सभी सदस्यों से हमने संशोधन मांगे थे। ये हमारी अंतिम बैठक थी कि उस 44 संशोधन पे आप इस पे सहमत हैं या इस पे असहमत हैं। तो सभी सदस्यों के द्वारा चाहे किसी पक्ष के हों उन लोगों ने अपने संशोधन दिए थे और आज उसमें जो हमारे कुछ सांसदों के द्वारा दिए गए थे उसमें 14 क्लाजेज पे या 14 संशोधनों में संशोधन स्वीकार हुआ है, वो भी संशोधन मूव करने पे वोटिंग के बाद बहुमत के आधार पर।
Welcome back. In the final week in the run-up to the Delhi Assembly polls, the Aam Aadmi Party has unveiled a list of 15 guarantees aimed at addressing key issues in the national capital as part of their manifesto. This announcement, it comes as Aam Aadmi Party seeks to solidify its support and its support base to counter criticisms from the opposition parties, particularly the BJP. And some of the key highlights from this list of guarantees, part of Aam Aadmi Party's manifesto, were AAP's promise of job opportunities for every young person in Delhi, addressing the pressing issue of unemployment. The party is also going to be providing a monthly financial assistance of Rs 2,100 to women as part of the Mahila Samman Yojana aimed at empowering them economically. The Sanjeevani Yojana was highlighted by Arvind Kejriwal. It includes a comprehensive medical plan specifically designed for senior citizens, ensuring that they receive necessary health care. Listen in to what the national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party had to say.
सबसे पहली गारंटी है रोजगार की गारंटी। मैं पूरी दिल्ली में घूम रहा हूं। वैसे तो केंद्र सरकार के आंकड़ों के मुताबिक दिल्ली में सबसे कम बेरोजगारी है। राष्ट्रीय स्तर के ऊपर लगभग 6% बेरोजगारी दर है, लेकिन दिल्ली में लगभग 2% बेरोजगारी दर है। दूसरी गारंटी है महिला सम्मान योजना कि हर महिला को हर महीने 2100 रुपए उसके बैंक अकाउंट में दिए जाएंगे। सरकार बनने के बाद हम इसको जल्दी से जल्दी और सबसे पहले लागू करेंगे। तीसरी गारंटी है संजीवनी योजना कि हमारे बुजुर्ग 60 साल से ऊपर होने पे उनको ये चिंता सताती है कि बीमार हो गए तो क्या होगा, कहाँ इलाज कराएंगे, बच्चे पता नहीं इलाज कराएंगे नहीं कराएंगे। अगली 3 गारंटी हमने 2020 में भी करी थी। 2020 में मैंने कहा था हर घर में 24 घंटे पानी का इंतजाम करेंगे और साफ पानी का इंतजाम करेंगे। हमने कहा था यमुना साफ करेंगे। हमने कहा था दिल्ली की सड़कों को यूरोपियन स्टैंडर्ड का बनाएंगे, इतनी साफ सुथरी और शानदार सड़कें बनाएंगे कि कोई भी आए तो देखे भाई हाँ दिल्ली देश की राजधानी है, अच्छी लगती है, सुंदर लगती है।
Now, during the same press conference, Arvind Kejriwal also acknowledged that several previous promises had not been fulfilled due to the various challenges, including the COVID-19 pandemic and legal issues. Listen in to what he had to say, apologizing, Arvind Kejriwal, on your screens.
2020 में मैंने कहा था हर घर में 24 घंटे पानी का इंतजाम करेंगे और साफ पानी का इंतजाम करेंगे। हमने कहा था यमुना साफ करेंगे। हमने कहा था दिल्ली की सड़कों को यूरोपियन स्टैंडर्ड का बनाएंगे, इतनी साफ सुथरी और शानदार सड़कें बनाएंगे कि कोई भी आए तो देखे भाई हाँ दिल्ली देश की राजधानी है, अच्छी लगती है, सुंदर लगती है। ये 3 गारंटी मैंने 2020 में दी थी। आज मैं सबके सामने कबूल कर रहा हूं कि ये 3 काम हम नहीं कर पाए पिछले 5 साल में। हमारी फरवरी 2020 में सरकार बनी, मार्च में कोरोना हो गया, 2.5 साल कोरोना चला, उसके बाद इन्होंने फर्जी जेल 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 का खेल खेला हमारे साथ। कभी सतेंद्र जैन जेल में, कभी मनीष सिसोदिया जेल में, कभी संजय सिंह जेल में। मेरी सारी टीम बिखर गई।
Move on. Union Home Minister Amit Shah took a holy dip in the Triveni Sangam at Prayagraj during the Mahakumbh Mela around 1 p.m. Amit Shah, accompanied by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and top seers, performed rituals including the Jal Achman and offerings to the sun. Yoga Guru Baba Ramdev and prominent spiritual leaders were present as Amit Shah completed the holy ceremonies. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath joined the rituals after being called forward by Acharya Avdeshanand Giriji Maharaj. Amit Shah's family, including ICC Chairman Jai Shah, wife Sonal and grandchildren, participated in the Aarti as well. The seers blessed Jai Shah's newborn during the ceremony also. Congress President and Leader of Opposition Mallikarjun Kharge launched a sharp attack on BJP leaders for taking a dip at the Holy Sangam during the Mahakumbh 2025 in Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj. Speaking at the Jai Bapu, Jai Bhim, Jai Samvidhan rally in Madhya Pradesh's Mao, Kharge questioned whether taking a holy dip could solve pressing issues like poverty, hunger and unemployment. He accused the BJP leaders of turning such rituals into photo opportunities, saying till they get the perfect picture, they keep taking the holy dips.
अरे भाई, गंगा में डुबकी लेने से गरीबी दूर होती क्या? आपको खाना मिलता पेट को। मैं किसी की आस्था के ऊपर ठोस नहीं लगाना चाहता हूं। अगर किसी को दुख हुआ तो मैं माफी चाहता हूं, लेकिन आप बताइए, अरे जब बच्चा भूखा मर रहा है, बच्चा स्कूल में नहीं जा रहा है, मजदूरों को मजदूरी नहीं मिल रही है, जब ये है तो ये लोग जाकर हजारों रुपए खर्च करके कंपटीशन पे डुबकियां मार रहे हैं। कंपटीशन में एक डुबकी मारता दूसरा, और जब तक वो टीवी में अच्छा नहीं आता तब तक डुबकी मारते रहते हैं। ऐसे लोगों से देश की भलाई होने वाले नहीं है।